Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today the UH-60A Black Hawk helicopter, but this is one of the ones in this very attractive colour scheme that's been acquired by the Defence Intelligence Division of Ukraine. Now I just want to say, Black Hawk helicopters, a quick word about them. I have not done this review as early as I would normally do because of this unfortunate Black Hawk helicopter accident with the passenger airliner in Washington, which was, yeah, very unfortunate. And it kind of, I thought, I think I'm going to leave the Black Hawks. We already had the Black Hawk when it came out at New Year, of course, the first version from ICM, which was well received, but it just didn't seem appropriate to be doing these reviews and putting them out so soon after this accident, which was a really horrible accident and no survivors at all. So I have to say, thoughts and prayers genuinely to all the families and friends of those people who have been lost, and it's heartbreaking really, and I'm sure it's going to, I'm not trying to prejudge anything, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a lot of failures right across the board that caused it, from the Black Hawk chopper pilot to air traffic control. I think from what I've heard already, it's a classic Swiss cheese accident, and we won't dwell on that. But anyway, thoughts and prayers to all those families that were affected over in the States there, and heartbreaking, that accident. And there's been so many airliner accidents recently, we didn't need another one, you know. Very unpleasant. Anyway, back to the Black Hawks now. I think it's appropriate, especially in this case, that we've got the Ukrainian one. So ideal for ICM to have chosen this as a subject for them, of course. And I have actually seen some footage of this operating. I think that these guys were, I think they actually took President Zelensky on various trips. I saw him boarding one of them at least a couple of times. And of course the first iteration of the Black Hawk was the Special Ops version. You know, the sort of zero dark 30 type operations and all that stuff. Now we've got the sort of standard version, the A, and it says on the side, the cockpit features 2 selectable instrument panel configurations. You've got choices. Just to mention as well, before I forget, that ICM of course are very soon going to be issuing the a crew you can buy for these Black Hawk helicopters as well, so that's going to be really good. So keep your eyes open for that. I'll be reviewing that as soon as it's available. Excuse me. The fuselage includes detailed rivet simulation, because it's quite known for its rivets, isn't it? The cargo compartment can be configured with seats or kept empty. The kit comes with 2 marking variants of decals for the Ukrainian military intelligence UH-60A Black Hawk choppers, 256 parts. And on the side, sure enough, we have got those very aircraft. Let's just show you those. So I've got the first one, which is this very colourful, attractive looking one, and the Ukrainian national colours. And the second one is more low-key, more of a modification really of the standard colours as they come, as the US use them, which is very impressive. Now I did show you previously that there is a acrylic paint set for this chopper, issued by ICM, and I've forgotten to get it out for this particular review. But there's another version of this that's got the more appropriate colours, especially in terms of the American military colours. So I shall make sure I get my paint set out to show you for that one. Anyway, without further ado, enough talking. Let's get lucky. I was doing a show a few days ago, and I must have been waffling too much, because even my most loyal supporters were shouting, "Let's see the plastic!" In other words, shut up! You're not spilling champagne, you're not funny today, so just get on with it. Fair enough. I was trying to explain some history at the time, but hey, can't make children learn, you know what I mean? No, I'm just joking, I wasn't calling my subscribers children. But I think all of us are children, aren't we, that are in this hobby at heart. Anyway, let's have a look at this then. Now I've got to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to go through this entire model, because there's very little need, because I've seen it already. So we'll probably keep this one a bit tighter. One big bag of screws. sorry, I've still got this cough. It's not bothering me, but I just can't shake it. And my wife's the same. I've had this bit of a winter bug that's been going around. But I feel fine, feel good these days. All that champagne really pepped me up. Right, I'm going to start with the Decals, which look absolutely top. Absolutely kicking. Look at that. Capital. As Terry Thomas would say, capital, capital. Look at these though, these look lovely. Oh yeah, so this has got, you can see straight away this has got there's two types of instruments here. And now I understand what they mean. So they mean the TFT screen style, the latest style, computer screens, or the more conventional with conventional instrumentation. So that's what they mean by the optional instruments. I don't know if is it my eyes? I don't think so. I'm just feeling that the Ukrainian flags are again a little bit blotchy. We had this recently when I was looking at the Beaufort, and I wasn't entirely 100% happy with the Decals, which is not normal. So I don't know if this isn't actually quite as bad, but a bit lacking in depth and solidity of those colours, especially on the blue, I'd say. Anyway, something I know I'm going to be talking to ICM about this. Just a bit of feedback for them. I think that their Decals are not quite to the very high standard that they have been recently. So, but you've got great design on them, and you know, minimum carrier film really. And yeah, just apart from that blue, it just doesn't quite look as, you know, when you look on the box art, it's really nice and punchy, but this is a little bit, it's got a little bit, a hint of the Edward blotchiness about it that we've seen in the past from them. Anyway, I'll mention it to them. But apart from that, very nice, and I like the fact that we get the option to have the two different types of instrumentation. Let's have a look at what they're saying in their very detailed instruction book. It says here, before February 2022, when they were invaded, the Ukrainian army and other security forces primarily operated Soviet-made helicopters, with the majority consisting of the Mi-8 transport choppers and the Mi-24 combat helicopters. However, in February of 2023, photos and videos emerged in the information space, the media in other words, showing a helicopter belonging to the Ukrainian Ministry of Defence Main Intelligence Directorate, which featured an unusual blue-black livery and Ukrainian identification markings. This helicopter turned out to be the UH-60A Black Hawk, which had undergone certain upgrades. Well, clearly had the upgraded instrument panels, didn't it? Bang up to date. And it was handed over to the Ukrainian defenders by the United States. In the spring of 2024, it became known that the Combat Aviation of the Main Intelligence Directorate received another of these Black Hawk choppers, now painted in the standard olive green colour scheme. So yeah, this was the one that Zelensky was on board, obviously, that I saw. Both helicopters are tasked with transportation of special forces units to carry out necessary combat missions. Okay, usual thing, fuselage length 15.2 metres, height of 5.1 metres. Empty weight 5.2 tonnes, which to me sounds light. It's only like a couple of Range Rovers or something, isn't it? A couple of Bentleys, you know. Engines 2, General Electric T700, producing 1285 horsepower each. So it's got the power of a Mosquito aircraft, isn't it? It's not bad. And top speed of 295 k's, that's about 212, 215 mile an hour, something like that, 220. It's not bad at all. So let's get looking inside then. Ah, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so on the starboard side, we must have on the starboard side something is different. Just wondering what it is. I'm just bear with me a moment, because this is actually quite important. There is a difference here where they've changed the starboard. Okay. Right, so there's a modification. Let me show you what I'm talking about. There's a slight change here where we have a new starboard side panel of the aircraft fuselage, and this top one you won't be using. You'll be using this one instead. And one of the differences is here, where normally it has an access hatch. That's gone, and I'm presuming it's because they've got other equipment in there. Maybe it's radar or something. Who knows? and it has got, other than that, it looks the same. It's actually quite a subtle difference. So for just removing that one little panel, they've got to replace the entire side with this one. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, a couple of other bits that are changed as well. Obviously the version that had the probe on the front, the refueling probe, that's not used here. Several differences. There is the probe, in fact, that's been axed, obviously, from the other version. And then there's quite a few here that you're not going to use, in fact, so you need to be careful. Make sure you use the right part. So there is quite a lot of sprues. There's actually, it goes up to K, sprue K, so that's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah, several differences, things like winches that were on the side. I think they've dropped them. And there we go. So, interesting, let's zoom in, because I really want to dwell just on the differences in this kit, really. And here's the main difference. The option here of the earlier conventional instruments or the TFT screens, which are the later type. And I think that this defence intelligence of Ukraine has got this latest, it's almost like the poster-boy aircraft. They've given them the latest version and they've given them the older version for the second one. So you have that option there going in, and then you put it in with all the usual seats and instrumentation controls. In other respects, I'm gonna blast through this because I think in other respects it's pretty much the same as we saw before, really. Same seating. Don't forget to be careful because it keeps doing this thing where it gets a bit confusing, where it inverts the cabin, and the seating is actually attached to the roof, and it's a little bit confusing, especially on this page where if you don't really realise what they mean. Very important that you use this part 32 as the starboard side of the fuselage, because that is not the same as the original kit. All these parts going in here. You've got some, it's got some sensors in the nose, I think that is, probably radar sensors. Got your engines going in here. Sliding door, all the usual things. And the differences are very subtle. It's a dropping of things like the winches that were hanging out on the other one and that sort of stuff, you know. And you know, it's got a different task. This helicopter. It's probably dropping off VIPs and dignitaries, and obviously it's been used for transporting the president and things like that. And then ultimately you're going to build up your props and your prop shaft from the engine and all the propeller blades going on here, ultimately going on, finishing here. Quite a few stencils to sort out. Yeah, again, I'd like to see those in the future be included. But look at this lovely colour call-out scheme, isn't this nice? I really like this one. So it's almost black on top, so it can't be seen at night. And then underneath it's got the Ukrainian national colours, blue and yellow. Looks really nice. Or the standard one, which I think is this one that's got the earlier version with the standard instrumentation, and that's in the normal camo green. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at one or two of these parts. We're not going to go through the entire kit because we've seen most of it before, just a few weeks ago. But yeah, I am going to talk to them about the decals though. This, in fairness, these decals are better than the Beaufort ones. There's still just a hint of this, just a lack of depth in some of the colour, which I've never had a problem with before. I've been absolutely thrilled to bits with their decals in the past, so they might have changed supplier or changed the process or something. How do I get in them? They always pack it so beautifully in terms of it, within the bag, I mean. Although people have complained with this one that the box is a little bit bigger than the bag, and you can rattle around a lot. Nice to see them maybe tail them a bit better. I'm not sure how straightforward that is, really. Right, so here we go, where we've got, this is the extra sprue. Now we're going to do a proper comparison. So you can see, I thought something had broken, but all of the rotors are actually separately on their own little sprue like that. Well, let's have a look at this key difference, which is the main point of interest really. If we look, because we zoom it in, we can have a proper see. So here's the standard, first of all, the standard aircraft, as will be in the other kit, which is the standard American version. And we're looking particularly around this area where there's a difference. If I hold them together, you will see it. So, can we get, hang on, too much zoom, Peter, there. Too much zoom, let's come back. Now then, here's the two, the optional one is the one here at the bottom. And the standard one that's got this hatch, can you see the hatch there? Over here? Which is not on the one beneath it. And that's the key difference, to be honest. Don't think we see anything else. No, everything else looks the same. Yeah, so it's just this one area, and they've had to develop a completely new part. Quite expensive for ICM to do that, but I'm sure they were probably thinking of the patriotic element of this, because it's an important aircraft if it's been used to ferry the president around. Elsewhere, absolutely beautiful detail. Riveting is really nice. It's got this real nice tactility about it. It's quite hard to convey that on the camera, I realise, but it's really, really good. Look at this. So this is the side that is used, which is not changed. So we've got some amazing details. Like I say, it's got this nice feel to these rivets. Feels pretty scale-like, I'd say. And then underneath, again, some amazing detail. Absolutely epic. And then you've got your horizontal, I was going to say horizontal stabiliser, but it basically acts like an elevator on this chopper, doesn't it? Really does. So it adds a lot of control, having a movable elevator tailplane, if you will. Very nice. That's the main thing that we needed to see. Other than that, there are one or two differences. Things like this part's slightly different shaping from the existing one, which is at the top and the bottom. They go together. This is where we're playing hunt the difference. But this is certainly a different sprue. And just little subtle differences here and there where things like winches have been dropped off because they're not probably using them as a rescue helicopter, this one. There's just a hint of flash there actually, isn't there? I just noticed. Can you see that? Yeah, just a touch of flash on that edge, but a quick swipe of the sanding stick and that's gone, isn't it? Doesn't seem to be on any other parts that I can see. They all seem to be fine. Rear rotor, it's a really nice kit, this, I've got to say. I'm tempted to build this one in the Ukrainian colours, but it's just, when have we got the time? But I'd be very tempted to. Any of you that support Ukraine, I think that this is very tempting. Indeed. So, clear parts. Shall we have a look at the clear parts? Now, this is what I've commented on the last time about, you know, I moaned on the Beaufort, there was this split in the glass on the top of the glass house at the front, on the top of the nose. But ICM, they ace it with these new ones. Look at this. This is a new toolkit, of course, in the last couple of months. This one, we have no such problems at all. Class leading clear parts, no split, one piece, and just a lot of, obviously they've got all the side windows. And yeah, the only issue here is make sure you get yourself a nice mask set. Those are absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Really nice. You just need a mask set, especially on those windows at the bottom. It's a second sliding window, in fact, isn't it? It actually can be used as almost as a gun port, that sliding door. But they really do such a beautiful job with these. This is the latest generation of ICMs, polished with a bamboo stick, you know. So they tell me, and it really does make a difference. If you look at the Beaufort's glass, that's from a couple of years ago. This is bang up to date. This is the very latest, so very impressive. And I think, you know, I kind of don't want to go through the rest of it because a lot of it is just the same, really. Parts we've seen previously. I'll give you a quick look though. But churlish not to now. I've got them out anyway. Just a quick scan. Here's the this all-moving tailplane stroke elevator. And the moulding is just up there with the best at the moment. It really is. And you can see how they are really getting the details right. Some lovely riveting on there. Absolutely brilliant. Beautiful, beautiful parts, really. So, what do I think? I would say that the only reservation on the kit, it's only a tiny one, it's only a quarter of a point. It's those decals, which, again, I've spotted a decal issue. It's not a major one. I mean, honestly, you probably wouldn't notice it when you've got a clear coat over it. The issue will probably disappear, in truth. But it's just that there's a little bit of a trend starting where I'm noticing those, and we never had them before. So there's clearly something has changed. And frankly, yeah, it's something probably a good idea if ICM have a little look at that. So I should mention it to them. But as I say, it's only. Other than that, it's a lovely kit. It's got plenty of plastic, more plastic than ever. And they're going to issue another version of this, which I'll be doing a review on very shortly. So it's a 9 3/4 out of 10 from me, because I think that's absolutely appropriate. Just apart from that small glitch, such a nice kit, an unusual and striking scheme, very patriotic, and you know, kind of a unique sort of scheme in the world. Really nice that. One of the nicest looking Blackhawks I've ever seen. So, well done ICM, thank you for providing the kit for review. I'll feed back my comments about the decals to you separately. I hope you all enjoyed the review and thought it was interesting. Retailing this one, it's retailing around about £60 to £65. You may get it cheaper, 55 to 65, it's in that sort of zone, isn't it? But quite a lot of plastic there, beautiful clear parts, absolutely class leading, you know, world beating. So there's a lot of reasons to buy it, quite frankly, and it's an attractive scheme. So there you go. Anyway, thank you for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it and thought it was interesting. And until next time, thanks very much for your time to watch the video. Take care of yourselves. Stay well, stay safe. Thanks a lot. Until next time. Bye for now.